Hello there everyone, welcome back to the guide. Next up in the series, we'll be taking a look at collecting a whole bunch of shines here in Delfino Plaza. We've collected all of the shines and all of the blue coins in every other stage in Super Mario Sunshine, and really all that there's left to do now is to sort of clean up this sort of hub area here. This is Delfino Plaza. I say that because this is really the first time that we've seen this area here in my series. Every other video has been, inside one of the levels of Super Mario Sunshine. Now, the way this video is organized is going to be a little bit different than how my previous videos in the series have been, and that's pretty much because so many of these shines in Delfino Plaza are so quick to grab that I sort of decided that it probably would be best for them to all be sort of crammed together in a single video. Like this shine right here is a pretty good example. Having an entire video for just hopping up to this bell tower and washing off this bell probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So essentially, if the shine is here in Delfino Plaza, it's just going to be in this video. However, if we have to go through like a warp pipe or visit like a secret area, that's going to have its own video. So if you're looking for like the pachinko machine shine or the lily pad shine, make sure to check back on my channel because those are going to be in a different video. So in any case, getting started here, like I said, all we had to do in order to collect this first shine was hop up to that bell tower using the rocket nozzle. And as you could see in that clip there, the paint on that bell was like really stubborn. It takes kind of a long time to wash that stuff off for whatever reason. And it's kind of funny because I vaguely remember in my first playthrough of this game, I got up there pretty early in my playthrough of the game, and I tried to spray off the paint, and I felt like I wasn't making any progress actually cleaning it off. So I sat there, sprayed it for a few seconds, and went, I guess that's not what I'm supposed to do. Maybe there's like a stronger nozzle or something like that I get later on. And I basically walked away from it, and I didn't get that shine for a really long time. So make sure you're persistent, make sure you clean that thing good, and it will spawn a shine for you. Moving on to shine number 2 here, it's basically the same exact thing, only this time the shine is going to spawn inside that structure there. And in order to get up inside it, what we're going to do is actually hop up over here onto the roof of this building. And then, oddly enough, there's a manhole that connects to the sewer on the roof there. And by dropping down inside, we can move on over here, and we can hop up, and that is going to allow us to grab the second shine here in Delfino Plaza. Now, this next shine here is a pretty funny one because it's actually going to require a single coin. So other than, grabbing coins to increase your high score on a stage, or collecting 100 coins, of course, coins are basically not used for anything in this game. I guess you heal with them, I suppose. But, yeah, it's not like you're going around buying stuff like, that was a Super Mario Odyssey thing, right? I need to play that game again. Anyway, yeah, there's a guy over here on the roof of one of these buildings, and he says I think he tells you that he'll throw you if you give him a coin. So, yes, as we spawn with 0 coins, I'm running around looking for a coin. I just need one. It's funny, past me didn't remember how many coins we needed, so I grabbed a lot, but it is just a single coin. And by crossing over here to this building, we'll catch a glimpse of this dude. He's just hanging out up here. I won't question it. I guess the roof is a pretty sweet place to hang out. And we will give him a single coin, and he's going to throw us through the window of this building. And inside the building, this building has no way, you can't get inside this building other than flying through the window, apparently. It's an odd room, it doesn't have any doors. But by being thrown through there, we'll be able to pick up that shine and move on to the next one. For this one here, we will need the rocket nozzle again, which is pretty funny. We're on shine number 4 here in Delfino Plaza, and we've used the rocket nozzle 3 times, so lots of rocket nozzle use so far here in this video. And with that, we're going to come on over here to the Lighthouse. And if you look at the top, you'll actually see that stone there. It's like a weird stone with an odd symbol on it. And we can break this, but the way we break it is by doing a ground pound from really high up. And with the rocket nozzle, that's pretty easy. But yeah, I don't know if you've probably seen it at some point as you're playing through the game. If you do a ground pound from a really high height, as Mario is falling through the air, if he goes a certain distance, like a bunch of fire kind of surrounds him. He's like a meteorite crashing into the ground, right? So you basically have to do that into that stone, and that's how you break it. So having done that, the shine will spawn way up above you. Again, it's not a problem because we have the rocket nozzle. Apparently, the rocket nozzle is the answer for everything there in that shine, which is good. Nice and simple. Having done that, we're going to come on over here to this building, which actually has an open door and has an interior, if you can believe it. So it's Kind of easy to pass that up because you can't really see inside until you actually walk through. But there is an inside to this building. And in here, we're actually going to be able to collect 2 shines. There's a dude in here who has a little bit of a mini game for us. He just tells us to break all the crates within a certain time limit, and he will give you a shine. And actually, if you come back here after collecting this first one, he's going to have a harder game, and you can do it again and get another shine. So we'll go ahead and pick up this first one and move on to the second one. Now, I'm probably getting ahead of myself here, but even after you beat this guy's game the second time, you can actually come back a third time, and there's going to be an even harder game. However, if memory serves, I don't think he gives you anything if you defeat him, like you're fighting him or something like that. I don't think after you beat his third game he gives you anything, or maybe he gives you a 1-up or something like that. All I know is it's not a shine, and that's all I care about at this point in time. So anyway, we are here playing his second version of the crate smashing game, and it looks like we were getting a little bit down there on time, but for the most part, it's not too bad. There's really not a whole lot to those mini games. I think probably the hardest part is on that second difficulty one. You kind of need to do like some side somersaults or possibly wall jumps from crate to crate in order to get up on top. And if you're just not really that used to doing those sort of jumps, it might take you a couple of tries. And if you take too many tries, if it takes you too many tries to get up there, you might eventually run out of time. But I believe you can just try again. I think all you have to do is maybe leave the room and re-enter it. And I think all the boxes reset. I'm actually not really sure, to be perfectly honest with you. If worst case, you could enter a level and re-enter it, and I'm sure the crates will be back. So anyway, having done that, we will now move on to collecting a shine from this yellow bird over here. This is kind of fun to see these. This is the second in the game that we've seen so far in the series. There's only 2 of these yellow birds in the game, as far as I know. The other one we saw was in Noki Bay. It was a secret shine there. So pretty cool to see another one of those. And this is where I realized that I made a little bit of a mistake. This is where I say to myself, wait, I don't have a hover nozzle to reach that shine. I grabbed the turbo nozzle to get me out to that island super fast, which it did, but unfortunately I wasn't expecting the shine to go flying off to a different part of the level. I thought it was going to land right next to us there on the island. So I had to run back and grab the hover nozzle, and by doing that we'll be able to head on over to these stone pillars that are sort of hanging out over here in the ocean, and we'll be able to hover between them. Another way to grab this shine after you spawn it, of course, is to grab the rocket nozzle. That may even be easier. In fact, I'm sure it is. Instead of doing these jumps and hovering across, you could just swim to the base of this one pillar right here and just shoot yourself up and then collect that one for yourself. But either way, we'll go ahead and grab that one and move on to the next. And in this next one, we can finally clean off the shine gate, which is the giant shine structure or statue thing in the center of Delfino Plaza. And I say finally because while you didn't see it, I've basically been looking at this dirty shine gate, wanting to clean it off during like my entire playthrough of this game as I've been running around recording this footage. And I had to not clean it off. I had to force myself to not clean it off because then I wouldn't be able to show this footage here. And it was driving me nuts, so I'm going to finally be able to get this off my plate, get this out of my system. So we'll go ahead and grab the rocket nozzle and shoot ourselves up to this section right here. It's kind of difficult to not accidentally grab the topmost part of the structure there. You kind of have to like time when you press forward to make Mario grab onto the right structure or the right ledge. And in any case, we'll stand here and spin this thing around and get it cleaned off finally. And it will spawn the shine clear up there, which will not be a problem because we still have the rocket nozzle. So we'll kind of do a fun little jump where you kind of jump out to the outside so you don't bonk your head on the top of the statue. And then we'll go ahead and shoot ourselves up here and collect this one for ourselves and move on to the next. So this next shine here is pretty sneaky. It's actually going to be hidden on the one and only beach here in Delfino Plaza. There's only one beach, right? I think it's kind of funny where everywhere else other than this beach over here where the island meets the water, it's always like a hard concrete ledge, which I kind of find interesting now that I think about it. But anyway, here we are over here next to the lighthouse, and if you spray right here, there is a hidden shine icon. Who knows how many times you ran over that without knowing it was there. I mean, maybe you got lucky, maybe you collected that one, maybe you were hovering or something like that, and you just so happened to see those little sparks that the game shows you whenever water hits something important. But not me, man. I had no idea that thing was there. I literally walked right over it. a million times. It was one of the later shines that I grabbed in my initial playthrough of the game, actually. So anyway, having done that, I'm going to go ahead and spawn the shine, hover on over here to these stone pillars, and go ahead and grab that one for ourselves, and we'll move on to the next one. Alrighty, and this next one is actually going to be the last one, the last shine that we take a look at here in this video. And it's actually quite easy. All you really got to do is come over here, grab this turbo nozzle, and we can go barreling through that door right there. And if you can get the camera to cooperate, you'll be able to simply jump up and grab that one. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. There are more shines to collect here in Delfino Plaza, but the rest of them sort of are more complicated and involve, you know, going through warp pipes and entering different areas and stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and save those for another video. So in any case, thank you so much for watching. That's how I collect a bunch of shines here in Delfino Plaza, and I'll see you in the next one.